Hello, good evening, afternoon, morning, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overwatch Watchers Brawl Tournament. Once again, I'm Threepwood, and I'm joined by Sir Waltham for another amazing game.
Hello, once again, cast. It's a great day to be here in the Overwatchers Brawl.
And tonight we have two great teams coming at you. We have Church of xQc, I wonder who they're a fan of, and Team Assassin.
Certainly. And as me and Threepwood like to talk about, team synergy right off the bat, looking good for the Church of xQc, all showing the Atlanta Rain icons on their profiles right now. I'm a fan. Let it rain.
And it is a fantastic icon. I think I say that a lot, but oof, it's really slick.
On top of that, looking at these two teams, they are perhaps two of our lower rated teams. They are going to be both in the low 2000s in terms of average SR, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. SR is almost arbitrary at this point in Overwatch's life cycle. But Church of xQc going to be rocking around a 2100, while the Assassins are going to be running probably about a 2300.
Yep, and Team Assassin is going to be entering the Overwatch Watchers Brawl, as this will be their first tournament.
Yes, certainly very excited to see how they perform on this, their first ever grand debut.
So, again, we're going to start on Hanamura with the teams of Church of xQc and Team Assassin. We are going to get started here, ladies and gentlemen. We have Church of xQc on the left with Team Assassin on the right in the red.
Very true. Now, when you call yourself the Church of xQc, I expect you better have some at least solid tank play. If not, it feels like you might be attending the wrong church.
But you know what they say, sinners attend church to have their souls cleansed, so it's possible that these members of the team of Church of xQc are working on their tank play. In any event, Hanamura is a great map for that to happen.
That is very true. Of all the gods, I don't think xQc would be the most forgiving. However, I think we're going to see a little bit of Rhine, maybe some Orisa play, maybe not so much the Winston play. That's one of my favorites from xQc.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Hanamura doesn't really see a lot of dive attention, and rightfully so. It's not really the best map to run that dive comp on it, especially with so many possibilities in terms of that defense.
I almost thought we had gotten debated. The Saurus on the Reinhardt was almost on that Winston for a brief second. I thought we were going to have to put our foots in our mouths collectively, but that does not appear to be the case. Both teams going to be running the Rhine Zarya. The defense, once again, running the Dragon Ball combo, as we love seeing on this map.
Yeah, it's a fight winner. You know, if you manage to get everyone in there, it wins fights. The only problem is they're going to be running that right into a Diva. And let's see, like, yep, there it is. There's that Reinhardt coming out from Team Assassin, and they're going to get started here with a very classy Goats, going into a double snipers, which is going to be pretty rough.
Very true. A lot of burst damage potential if they're not all stacked up and aligned behind that Reinhardt shield.
So there's that poke they're trying to see. I think if there's going to be a Mei wall possibly interfering. They don't find the Mei. The tabs have gone up. The comps are revealed. And Goats is charging into the field here. Massive anti-nade, though, coming in onto the Reinhardt and the Ana. That's going to slow that push to a crawl.
Yeah, a little bit risky by We All Would, backing up from the main choke in Hanamura, leaving the 4 other squishy members of the team to just be in that side room by themselves.
Yeah, and in the minute, of course, that I say the push is over, they get the kill on Saris, and that's going to be Widowmaker also falling down. Tanks going down left and right. This is going to be a Church of xQc room clear as Team Assassin takes point A pretty handily on Hanamura.
Very true, and that was a little bit more uncoordinated, I think we could say, than what we may have seen from some of the previous team fights in the tournament as Turtles throws himself off the cliff. Like I said, with the teams being kind of fragmented a little bit quicker than we've seen in past matches.
Right, and it looks like we might be seeing some shakeups here. No, there is not going to be a shakeup on the Reinhardt. We All Would is going to be back on. Anti-Nade comes out with the Brigitte, who's just about to get her rally. Are they going to take her out before that Shatter comes out? No, they're not. Here comes the rally. It's now Dragons coming out. Oh no! Dragons looks like it was misplaced. It goes off to the side just as Chia gets their grab on, and Team Assassin racks up the kills, making it very difficult now for Church of xQc to mount a offensive.
Very true. Chia kind of getting a little bit of backline presence without even being noted for a large portion of the fight there. Nice hammer down, however, it doesn't look like it's going to stop much.
Yeah, Pizza Rouge is going to get the Diva Bomb off, gonna pit Sayers to the ground. Huge anti-nade comes out on the point, but despite the lack of healing, there's no one left to take advantage of it except a Doomfist, who does pick up Lucio, and he's gonna get forced away, and 2 ticks now coming in for Team Assassin.
And Doomfist can be a great stall character, however, any character run 1v6, you're at a huge disadvantage, and the numbers don't stack against you too often, or stack for you too often.
And I think the MVP of this particular push on Hanamura is going to be possibly an itchy trigger finger from Hanzo. Had that dragon not gone out at the, well, how we say, misaimed moment, the Grav would have been right online. That could have been a point stopper, a push stopper right there.
Very true, and once they lost that momentum, it would be a lot more harder to pick it back up. However, we are going to be seeing the once defending team now get their chance, and hopefully the ults work out a little bit better for them this time around.
Yeah, they are going to, now that Church of XQC has set a pretty aggressive pace, gaining a lot of time, setting up a 5:52 time. We are going to hopefully see an equally aggressive Church of XQC come ripping out of the spawn and ready for blood.
Very true. I am ready to see some blood-hungry play here. It always seems like we run at least one GOAT-centric game per these rounds in the tournament, doesn't it, Threepwood?
Yep, and Hanamura, again, we're seeing Team Assassin, it works so well for them on offense. Why not run that GOATs on defense? But, of course, whenever Threepwood says something, it's wrong. So, of course, we're going to be seeing a Widow dive coming out from Church of XQC.
It certainly do be like that sometimes. However, it's going to be a little hard for this composition to dive, especially with Stormcrow on that Brig. As we all know, Brig loves to punish divers, especially if they're not extremely coordinated and organized. So we're going to see how it plays out.
Yeah. And Church of XQC, paying homage to their benefactor, is going to be bringing out Saris on the Winston, who just had a little bit of a rough time on the Reinhardt. And here comes that time, but they take an immediate high ground. Both tanks diving in with their Genji. They're going right for the point. Brilliant, I love it! And now Team Assassin gets split a little as they get caught trying to figure out how they want to attack this Hanamura point. And Ants picks up the kill on the Brigitte. Major source of healing, armor, and whatnot gone.
Antskips was really good at applying pressure there. Once the attacking team got onto the point, the defending team had to rotate, and that just kind of left them vulnerable to the body shots from Ants.
That was an incredible dive. I can only assume that the Church of XQC just needed a little bit of warm-up time before they obliterated that defense on Hanamura, and now are on the way to point B.
Indeed, if they go at this pace, we might be seeing multiple rounds come out, and Skips getting an early kill.
Great shot. They have sights up now, and that's gonna, again, source of damage gone. They're gonna get dove by the Winston. They are going to make their hasty escape, but Church of XQC putting massive pressure on Team Assassin. They're kill after kill after kill, and their point presence is there with a tick already.
Yeah, it is already massive when you have a point presence that early. Ooh, and we all would going down too. That's not lucky.
Winston gets caught with the Diva Bomb despite his bubble being down. And Church of XQC, unless the stall starts coming out for Team Assassin, we're going to be seeing an almost even faster time from them. But here comes the Tracers and the Winstons and the Divas.
This is true. Now, it should be known that Team Assassin does have to get some decisive kills if they want to start turning this around.
Wow! Incredible ult stall from Adel, or rather on Adel, but I don't think it's going to be off. And it's now 6-14 and they do it! Whew!
We are already setting a blistering pace here. I wish I was not wearing my jacket because that was a spicy time.
Oh man, just when you thought Church of XQC was going to be the underdog in this matchup, they turn right around and even a faster time on Hanamura with that, again, ridiculously fast dive.
Now, Threep, I'm going to ask you a little bit of hypothesis. Do you think that the superb times we're seeing are in credit to the defense of both teams or the offense of both teams?
The defense on Team Assassin was definitely caught off guard by the dive. Once the Winston and Diva and the Genji took that high ground to the left, their team was split in their rotation to the point, and that allowed Ansibs to get off those sick picks. I'm not going to say the dive wasn't executed well, but Team Assassin definitely didn't make it all that hard for them.
It's very true, and the result seems to be, the proof seems to be in the pudding, as the phrase goes here.
And Church of XQC bringing out a very interesting composition. It's going to be the May Goats, or Goat May, that we tend to see a lot on Hanamura, substituting out one of those damage dealers, or rather, one of those tanks, I should say, the D.Va, in favor of a Mei to stop those initial pushes from a very angry Goats coming out from Team Assassin looking for blood.
And to me, that kind of makes sense. The Zarya can fight very well into a D.Va, but a D.Va can't fight as well into another D.Va or a Zarya. So I think if you're going to give up somebody for the Mei, the D.Va makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, and now look at it. They see it. They know that they got a glimpse of that Mei, and they're just waiting to not get caught out of guard. Ansib's playing this very safe, doesn't want to get caught by the Brigitte or that Reinhardt hammer and not taking out of the fight. Ooh, and they almost catch him. They are going to now have that Mei, but that's going to be Goats' signal to come charging in, and it's a half blow. But Harmony Bot gets caught away from the Reinhardt, and they're going to go down early, halting this Goats push.
Yeah, the rotation did not seem decisive enough. It looks like some of the teams wanted to fight down main and some wanted to go into the housing on the right. But it looks like we're going to see a continuation of the fight here.
Team Assassin is going to get their Ana back in action without a Lucio Taxi, so they are going to be down a main healer, and that's going to be Mei, halting off the rest of the team, throwing out a wasting rally into the fight that has already been done. But they are going to die relatively quickly, and that's going to be a definitive end to that first push.
Even saw a little bit of a stagger onto Celery Man. It essentially ended up killing themselves with those right clicks. However, you know, if they were a bit more full health and they were able to just be kept in with that Mei wall, it could have been an even worse stagger.
Yeah. I appreciate the tenacity of Team Assassin in keeping that fight going, but the Lucio going back for the Ana may have prolonged it better in their favor.
Very true, and as we look at ults, Diamond Bolt and We All Would going to be the only ones with any ults up in this fight at start.
Wow. Brilliant usage of that Mei wall, isolating the Zarya, demeching the D.Va. Reinhardt swinging away, going to get some ult charge before he also gets eliminated. His Shatter is up though, and that's the damage you wanted to see.
Yeah, and that was just a really good battle for the Church of xQc in terms of gaining ult charge. Now, what, they were up to, as I mentioned, just one Ana having the ult, and now they have 5.5 up.
Yeah, it's really, really solid showing. But Team Assassin is not without their own. They have Grav and Nano going to be coming on for this fight, and D.Va might even build up her bomb. Oh no, she's in Gremlin. She's a Gremlin D.Va. Oh, that's rough.
That is a nasty delay if they're going to be either pushing this fight with the baby D.Va or they're going to be waiting. It's either going to be a lot of time burned off the clock or a risky gambit.
And it's not that they don't have that time, but this poke, the aggression that we saw in the first round needs to come back if they're going to have a shot at point B.
Certainly, and they do have quite a bit of time. It's a massive hammered down D.Va Bomb combo coming out of Pizza Rogue as well as We All Would. This is some overall great combo synergy.
Wow, what an incredible Shatter. I can't wait for the chat to catch up with us because good lord are they going to go completely bananas for such a bonkers ult.
Certainly does seem so. It's hard to use any of those 5 ults you have stacked up when you're on the ground. Done from an
Yeah, it's gonna be, now we're gonna be coming into the fight. Snowball potential. Team Assassin goes right onto the whip, but the Mei wall stops them again, and We All Would goes down very early. So now we are going to be seeing kind of this fight. Team Assassin now trying to get some momentum back onto the point. Their Ana now hiding underground to bring everyone back up. So we see Team Assassin now. They have the ingredients ready for this fight. They have 2 support ults with the Brigitte rally coming almost up, and they're also going to have a grab to throw into it. But once again, massive anti-nade goes down on the bottom right, and a Mei wall is going to stop the rest of the team from coming in. They're going to be completely split, and the push isn't over, but now they're hiding, and they've got to wait for some of those cooldowns to come back online.
It's very true. That was the opportunity for the Church of xQc to really kind of take advantage of the split. However, they're going to be going ahead and making another split with that Mei wall coming in. And then the Blizzard to, you know, even lock me even in more position.
I love seeing that Mei wall come in and stay out for as long as it did, because despite Lucio tossing out that barriers, it only got the half of the team that had been walled off.
That certainly did seem to be the case. And once again, I know I talk about it a lot, folks, but Church of xQc so far not running too bad on their ult cycling right now. That cost of that one team fight was just the Mei ult, just the singular Mei ult.
Yeah, it was really, really solid, I guess, how do you say this? Restraint, control, coordination, knowing that you only needed the one cooldown and the one ult, both from Mei, to win the entire fight.
It's true, and one thing worth noting is that we are going to be seeing the switch Stormcrow going to that Doomfist. I believe that would be instead of the Lucio, if I'm not mistaken.
And Sushi now on the Zenyatta, hoping to get some of that sweet Discord action for that Doomfist, D.Va, and Winston to dive on a susceptible target in the back, possibly the Ana. That's going to be difficult running that into the Mei.
That's true, and this is a reminder that this is new Doomfist, who is been a little bit nerfed.
What an incredible shatter coming out from Seirus. Oh, good lord.
And again, another perfect example, 1-1 team fight at the cost of just one ult. You know we like seeing the combos between Zarya, Rein, D.Va, Hanzo, all those different heroes, but if you can get it with just one, why not?
Yeah, that was some really solid performance. Stormcrow now jumping off the Doomfist onto a Hanzo. Looks like they've decided to go for that Dragon Ball fight winning potential.
That's true. However, they are not going to have a lot of time to do it. We are 30 seconds into this perhaps final push for the attacking team Assassin here. Celery Man does have that grab, but they will have to watch out for ADDL's sound barrier and a nano boost.
And that is a lot of armor that just came in. Zarya! Zarya, what did you do? You got the grab on the side. Here comes the D.Va bomb. That comes in, there's no bombs. It's the barrier saved them. Adel didn't have enough health left in the bank, but he keeps everyone alive. And a grab! Chia's grab gets eaten by Pizza Rouge!
This certainly seems to be going in terms of ult usage a little bit in the way of Team Assassin, but as I say that, the one Mei ult will return, and this is really where the efficiency of ults has come in to the benefit of Church of xQc. They had those ults in the bank, so they were able to keep them on stockpile, in reserve, use them when they needed.
Now, I super enjoyed that push from Team Assassin. That cheeky little flank by the Zarya was exactly what the Doctor ordered, but Lucio having that barriers in reserve, that's the kind of situation where possibly you don't have a lot of time, but maybe fight as long as you can. Try to coax those ults out, and then take the fight. They did their best. Ultimately, Church of xQc is going to hold on and now have a massive 6 minutes and 14 seconds to take point A, but then they also have to take at least a tick of point B.
They actually have to take 61.5%.
Oh, they got more!
They did. They almost got 2/3 of the progress bar, which, you know, that is great for them. You'd like to keep it at that 100% if you're the attacking team, but as high of a progress as you can get it is still a blessing, especially on this mode where it's so common for teams to dry up on that second point.
Yeah, that is incredible. I almost didn't even notice. Excellent point presence by Team Assassin there, getting beyond that first pick potential, and also meaning that they could potentially win the map. Even if Church of xQc takes point A and if they fail to match Team Assassin's progress on point B, they are going to take Hanamura.
Absolutely. Worth noting that it is not impossible to tie in these situations. It's just really, really unlikely. The other team would have to get exactly 61.5%. Forget about it.
Yeah, it's not really the easiest of situations to be in. And Church of xQc has their work cut out for them, but they also have a lot of time in which to make their magic happen. And it's going to be that same offensive comp coming out from their initial successful push.
I believe this will be the first time we're seeing Celery Man on that Widow.
And the Orisa D.Va and the Zenyatta and the Mercy, I love it! Fantastic composition, but unfortunately very diveable, and Harmony Bot almost gets taken out early.
Very true. It looks like Sushi was going to go for that res, but did not get it. Got booped by the D.Va, played by Chia.
Yeah, and Ansib's once again opening the door, picking off as many people as possible. The loss of We All Would early on into the fight means that point A is going to fall very quickly. No main tank means no shields, means all that damage comes right for you.
And it looks like they're going to go at the defending team, Assassin, that is going to go ahead and look towards the second point preparations. We already see Celery Man bolstering down on that Bastion with We All Would. The classic Orisa Bastion defense is going to come through right now.
Unfortunately, they're going to be running it into Church of xQc's imminent Nano Blade. Ana is about halfway there. Honestly, Church of xQc needs to take more damage for them to get more of that nano percentage.
It is very true. However, I think that with winning that fight as efficiently as they did, they're going to take it.
Yeah, and here comes D.Va is going to go out early. They're going to take that little top ground with the Genji, who's already taken out Tracer. Goodness, that was so fast I didn't even see it. And now here they come in. They're trying to pressure that Bastion. They're going to get the anti-nade down, but the shield is in. Genji's in the backline. He has the blade going off. He's going to take out both healers. Bastion. Orisa goes down. Unbelievable. Church of xQc is going to take this point with Naria. How do you do? And Team Assassin has to bring out the stall or they're going to lose it.
Very true. I think one of the winners there was Diamond Bolt with that Ana throwing in the anti-nade onto the Orisa Bastion combo as soon as the shield drops, getting, I believe, 3 or 4 people splashed with that painful grape juice that she loves to huck at people so much.
Yeah, it was really disgusting, and here we are going to see foreplay of the game. Well deserved from Pizza Rouge, and holy moly, look at that, just come out. We all would with the perfectly timed slam, getting them the 4K, and then D.Va is going to pick up the last kill there, I think, at the end.
Yeah, overall, some very incredible play coming out of both sides, but just that hammer down was just pretty incredible, if I do say so.
Yeah, really amazing. Harmony Bot going to get a special shout out for their Ana work. Their anti-nades were also really amazing to see.
Yeah. But with that win, I do believe, however, it will be up to Team Assassin to pick the next fight. I believe that was the win on xQc.
Yes, Team xQc takes Hanamura with their incredible dive, which once again, Fruitwood said wouldn't happen, so of course that's exactly what they took it with.
Quick, Threepwood, I need you to say that we will definitely not be playing Route 66. That's the only way I can guarantee we're going to actually play it.
We're not seeing Route 66. There, I said it.
I appreciate that very much, my friend.
And we have a nice little stream delay, so they can't even catch me out like that. Team Assassin going to go into deliberation mode, probably going to be thinking, okay, that dive that came in from Church of xQc was incredible. Possibly we avoid a map that's going to favor that.
You know what I've been noticing that I didn't really realize until just now is that of all the map types we've been seeing whenever teams have the onus on them to pick the next map, we don't see a whole lot of King of the Hill. We don't see a whole lot of capture.
Yeah, the couple of the games that we were seeing yesterday, they actually brought out Ilios pretty early on, and it was some really brawly Overwatch. It was really tough times for both teams, and it was just really, really, really nail-biting. Except, once again, when it comes to that second round, it's rough, depending on the maps in the pool, Ilios being one of them, just such the variety of comps, and given how Church of X... And it's King's Row. Sorry, Sir Waltham.
That's okay. That's just how these things go. I am also sorry if there is any haze on the mic right now. I apparently have some mic issues going on.
Technical difficulties abound, and it tends to be a thing. But for now, we are going to go to King's Row, and now we are going to see if Church of xQc will elect to take either the attacking or defending side at the start.
Indeed, the onus will be on them to pick. I guess we're going to definitely be seeing some more GOATS comps coming out of here. Since both teams, were pretty confident to run it on Hanamura, I'm almost certain they will run it on King's Row.
Right, and we all would, and Seirus possibly will also be bringing out a little bit of the dueling Reinhardts. We might even get to see Antsibs and the Celery Man on the Widowmaker, I believe it was, and
yes,
that should be an interesting thing. And xQc is going to remain on the blue side, so we are going to be taking it off. We are going to let everyone know that we are ready to go, and then we'll be seeing King's Row going in with Team Assassin starting off, setting the pace once again.
Very true. I'm wondering if Church of xQc, Antsibs performing very strongly on that Widow the first time around. I feel confident they might try to run a Widow at least out of first point. I'm wondering if they're going to run a double sniper, however.
Yeah, again, like you said, they were really powerful with it. And I think they have a really solid shot at doing kind of like that defensive dive supported by that Widowmaker who just has the power to end fights so early.
Certainly, however, playing into GOATS with double snipers, always a little bit of a gambit.
Yeah.
We are just going to be waiting in the brief interim, about 15 seconds before we can even start to peek what the team compositions are going to be. So just hang in there with us, folks. You get to listen to our dulcet tones for another 5 seconds.
If Team Assassin runs the GOATS again, they are going to have to be aware that high ground is going to be almost entirely in the purveyance of the Church of xQc, who, hilariously, are going to be the ones coming out with a much more traditional GOATS than the past, foregoing the Ana in favor of a Moira.
Very true. The Moira was kind of the staple when it came to the creation of this team because she was just able to put out so much mass healing to all the players as opposed to just having, the single unit healing, with the exception of the Lucio that we see in Ana or Zen GOATS.
Yeah, Ana providing that glory of the anti-nade and also the healing boost for their own team, but Moira has that other uncanny ability to drop out a truckload of healing to her team in their usual most hour of need, plus her basic healing is an area of effect as well.
Very true. We are seeing Stormcrow come out on this sim. Overall, some very peculiar comps. The Reaper sim. I'm ready to see some Reaper play. Let's go.
Wow, and Symmetra, here we go. The portal is in. They're rolling through. No one takes it. No one takes it all. It was maybe even just bait. That was actually kind of clever. Now they're past the choke. They have a bit of a foothold, and it looks like they might rotate into a hotel. No, they're going to come around the other side of the statue and have to pull out, not able to get a decent foothold with not enough Rhine Shield left.
Very true. One thing worth noting, We All Would being a little bit more efficient with those fire strikes than perhaps their counterpart in Saris, already almost at 80% with the hammer down.
There it is! Symmetra Teleporter goes up onto the high ground, and now they have it. But what are they going to do with it? All of their heroes are a bit of that close-range brawly type composition with Celeryman, especially on the Reaper.
Well, the nice thing here is that you have a little bit more rotation power on that higher ground. You have about a 180-degree radius that you can kind of rotate and work around. Granted, some of it's walled in and whatnot, but still, you have a lot of potential to try to pick angles more than you would on the ground.
And We All Wood's shield has already gone down. He does have it back, but ult percentages are coming in huge. Saris already has their potential. Big Shatter comes in, though, from We All Wood, who gets it all first. And the counter grab then coming in with the Coalescence picking up the... Wow, holy moly, Saris taking advantage of that grab.
Very true. That's one of the downsides of using this GOATS comp is not really being able to... Well, playing against a GOATS comp is not being able to play into a giant shield like Stormcrow was providing. When half your characters are melee, they're just going to swing through it anyway.
Yeah, GOATS is perfectly satisfied with staying on the point and waiting for you to brawl with them on it. Since you have to get there anyways, it's inevitable. And yep, we are going to be seeing, after that cheeky little strategic attempt from Team Assassin, here comes an Ana GOATS.
Yeah, they do... I think they are wise in switching this. However, it took them quite a while. That was almost a 2-minute push. And they're restarting at basically 0 ultimates. We All Would halfway there.
Unbelievable ult. Perfect placement. Chia, you madman! You get a 3K with your Poco Bomb, taking a DMAC with you. That's going to be a decisive team fight from Church of xQc.
Overall, I think this has been a great game for Rhine D.Va coordination. You love to see tanks communicating like that.
Yeah, both teams, We All Would and their Pizza Rouge, as we saw in last play of the game. Plus now Sairus and Chia going for their own play of the game, possibly going to be exactly the same thing. And here we go now. Big push coming in again. Team Assassin knows they spent too much time. They're coming in for blood.
That's certain, and they do have to strike fast when you have these comps. Really what Harmony Bot needs to be the linchpin here.
Unbelievable! But Coalescence keeps them alive, except Harmony Bot manages to get the anti-nade onto Sairus, who does fall. Now they're going to be jockeying for point position. Despite Coalescence coming in, they have a rally, which means lots of tasty armor for them. Barriers does get onto the field despite charging in for it, and here comes the Grav coming out from the Church of xQc. The bomb's going to get Adol, but that might not be enough, as now a rally is coming out from Turtles, who gets powered down immediately!
Yeah, once again, Harmony Bot doing a good job of keeping that anti-nade on the targets that they really should be trying to focus.
Chia gets an amazing kill on Harmony Bot with her bomb. I almost didn't really see that happen. And Sairus gets the shatter onto Pizza Rouge, who is going to die out of mech alone and sad, as now it's just a Celery Man Zarya left on the point from Team Assassin.
It's true, and Stormcrow is going to be trying to switch to the Pharah to leverage a little bit of that verticality. However, maybe a bit too late. Harmony Bot, the only one, with the exception of We All Would, almost having any ults on the board for the attacking team.
Church of xQc has a massive full hold going on King's Row, and Team Assassin has a nano Rhine. But look at Stormcrow! They've already built up their ultimate! What is going on? That was the switch they needed! Despite it being super late, Team Assassin is taking point A in overtime.
It's raining justice, it's raining boostios, everything is going on this field right now. It is just some absolute nutty play in all directions.
Wow, just incredible work, as now We All Would is exercising their right to remain hammered on the point, murdering the Zarya, getting rid of his Rhine counterpart, and that's going to finish Team Assassin's take. There is a way for Church of xQc to come back, but Stormcrow comes out for that, rather, counter prevention.
Very true. Stormcrow going to be applying some very harsh damage to those angles should anybody not behind a giant rectangular shield decide to poke. Also, doesn't hurt to build a little bit of ult charge. They're already at 70% after using the rocket barrage in that last fight.
That was unbelievable. What an incredible, I guess, last-minute take from Team Assassin, pulling out Stormcrow on the Pharah, who has a barrage again. This is incredible.
Very true. It shows you how powerful it can be when you are able to manipulate the weaknesses of goats. The D.Va really trying to manipulate that Pharah into a way that they want, but it's just not finding any leverage yet.
Right, they are cleverly holding their ult. They know Chia's defense matrix is not a force to be tootled with, and a D.Va Bomb is going to come out. It's not going to get any kills. We all would dies earlier from Brigitte now, so Team Assassin has to put a bit of their time into just maintaining point presence and getting up some sick ult charge.
I think Stormcrow's definitely going to be waiting for Celery Man to get a fat grab to really combo those two benefits, or maybe an Earth Shatter. Either way, going to want some CC abilities when you use that Rocket Barrage.
Right, and now here comes the grab. Stormcrow was slightly in position. The anti-nade comes out, but they're going to get freed from the grab too early. And here comes now the Shatter from We All Would, who is going to pick up Turtles on the Brigitte, Adel on the Lucio, and that's going to be Seyrus also going down as well. A decisive fight win for Team Assassin.
Very true. I'm curious to see if they end up pushing the advantage like we have seen a lot of teams do so far in this tournament. Usually the tanks get very aggressive and try to buy as much space to get as much free cart progress on point B as possible.
It's a tricky position too because Church of xQc has these corners, but they've lost one of them now to hide behind, and now it's fight for point B or give it up. They choose to fight.
And that's really kind of what you have to do. If they lose this, they may not have time for another push, depending on how long this fight is going to drag on.
Stormcrow is doing some ridiculous work. They are already at 90%, and Wheelwood throws out the sleep dart goes in, but it's not going to catch anyone. D.Va on Pizza Rouge is going to get charged and DMAC, and now Church of xQc is clapping back and clapping back hard.
It's very true, and as I said, with them, Church of xQc pretty much coming out dominant, it looks like Team Assassin is really going to be rushing to get anybody on point if they can even manage it.
It is going to have to be their fastest comp, and with Turtles tossing out a rally, they're going to have their work cut out for him. The Reinhardt gets stopped by the Brigitte shield charge. They are going to get stuffed. That's going to be it for this push.
It is true. Still a respectable distance for Team Assassin right now. It is certainly not unpredictable that xQc could get held first point. You know, they have to make it 100% of the way, and then halfway, well, almost all the way through Streets phase.
It was absolutely vital, as you said, yes, for the Team Assassin to make sure that they capped at least point A and got a decent amount of progress onto point B. King's Road tends to be one of those crazy little maps where this could be a winning push from Team Assassin right there.
It certainly could have been. And now I'm thinking that I'm wondering if we're going to see a more standard defense, Goats defense come out of Team Assassin, or if we're going to be seeing the Pharah come out once again. It seemed to be doing well when it popped off, but aside from applying a lot of damage, I'm not sure that the Pharah was picking up so many kills.
Right. Their proficiency with Pharah seemed to be focused around building up barrage as quickly as possible. They had it within 30 seconds of selecting the hero, and that was quintessentially the fight winner there that allowed them to take point A. Having it again didn't really do a lot on the push through B. There's just too much going on. Grav wasn't able to hold them long enough. They are going to bring it out, but then they're also going to be bringing in Junkrat. I think they might be anticipating the Goats offense.
That's true, and I think that if there is one lesson Team Assassin would benefit most to learn from that last attacking push, is that Pharah is a little bit tougher to run, as you said, on point B, just because of all the curves and angles that the attacking or defending team, the opposing team, has to kind of kite from those rockets.
Yep, and here comes Church of xQc running that very super original, sorry, didn't mean that sarcastically, the original Moira Goats, the literal incarnation of Goats. They're going straight to point, but We All Would picks up a very early Fire Strike kill. That's going to be Goats push defeated immediately by Celery Man on the Junkrat, picking up that Moira, but Chia manages to chase down Stormcrow.
And a little bit, perhaps, a little bit of point give up there from the defending team. They allow the first tick to be had, knowing they have to let the full thing be captured in order to really get those early picks and get that advantage.
I think Church of xQc understands that any pick that they get here is huge. The spawn advantage that they have is ridiculous. Celery Man goes down, huge source of damage. It's not going to be back in the fight for much longer, and he was 63% tire. That's huge. Wheelwood is going to go down. Church of XQC gets shattered, but they get shattered on the point. They continue to pick up percentage, and now Stormcrow, hearing what we said in the cast, is picking. But they abandoned the point. Church of XQC takes point A in record time.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of a misdirection by We All Would. As they get the nano boost, they end up charging off point towards Hotel to try to get the pin on. I believe it was the enemy Reinhardt in retaliation. However, it gave the Church of XQC, that is, just enough time to get the point captured.
And Stormcrow gets brutally stalled just when they get their barrage. They're going to be joining the fight late, and Church of XQC now rolling up to a 5-minute push on point B.
It is certainly looking fairly optimistic for the Church of everybody's favorite toxic streamer. However, as we get going here, seeing a lot of ults on both sides, about 3 to 4 for each side.
I think my lungs would prefer it if I stopped asking about this, but let's see if Celeryman can get me to asphyxiate. And they're going to pick up Savers on the Reinhardt, a very good use of the ultimate. That's going to stop XQC's, Church of XQC's push pretty much before it can even get started, as no May tank means no fun for you, and Diamond Bolt and Admiral are going to get to the short end of that stick.
It sounds like Stormcrow heard what we were saying. He says, you want to see some closed kills? I'll show you some closed kills. Lands a direct frag on both those characters.
And those are not easy characters to hit with that projectile rocket user. That's both of them have very good. Big shatter comes out from Church of XQC, except no one was there. Oh.
Yeah, it looked like Team Assassin was able to pull back right at the moment that the Church of XQC decided to commit that shatter. So overall, some good awareness on that team.
But HarmonyBot throws out their trans when really had no reason to. They get caught into a grab. Fortunately, they didn't need the trans anyways because there was no kill follow. It's only now that Church of XQC, ripping apart the support's tank and Celeryman on the Junkrat, has decided to step up and without ults, obliterate Team Assassin.
Very true, and Stormcrow needs to get out of here if they want to have any chance of a fully united team push. They might get one more solid defense here, holding right at that bend as Church of XQC did on their defense. However, it's got to be now.
They have to get it to the point, and right now they do have a contest. Shia is going to pick up We All Would, but that's going to be a barrage coming out. It's going to catch Turtles on the Brigitte. Lucio is also going on. Saberus is anti-mated. He's not looking too good. He's going to go down next to Celeryman's remote mine. And wow, Church of XQC is battling now a 3v4 on the point with Coalescence coming out, picking up HarmonyBot on the Lucio.
Very true. Lucio being a very crucial character in terms of spawn, or in terms of just contestation. He can stay on that point for a quite long while, especially when you're playing at the lower tiers where the accuracy might just not be there.
Team Assassin needs to make sure once again that they don't step away too far from the point. They were chasing Ansibs on the Zarya a little too fast there, and Church of XQC is going to clap back, and immediately they're going to take King's Row, and that's it. Church of XQC wins the round.
Yeah, overall some good use. Once again, ult cycling was very good on the Church of XQC, particularly with that the first map in Hanamura, where we saw, I think they went on a streak of the entire second point where they didn't use more than one ult per fight, and it wins.
Yeah, really, really rough times. And I forgot to mention at the start of this match that this was a winner's bracket match, which means we have not seen the last of Team Assassin and their sneaky flanks and clever tricks. They will be returning to the loser's bracket to fight for their life.
That is very true. We might be seeing a redemption match. We might be seeing an entire redemption arc coming out of a Team Assassin. However, folks, you'll know that if you tune in with us next time. That's just facts.
Sir Waltham has it nailed in one. I have been 3pod007. You get me at Twitter or Twitch at 3pod007.
And likewise, as Three just mentioned, I'm Sir Waltham, and you can catch me Twitter or Twitch, Sir Waltham. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining, everyone. Hopefully see you next time.
Have a great night.